Pareidolia. Do you know that word? Pareidolia. It's the psychology word for seeing faces amongst clouds, which is exactly what we're seeing with these videos. Although for me, I see light beings and thought forms, but also souls, all kinds of everything, just like the light beings have shown me. So for me, I believe not everything in there, but obviously some people may look at it and see nothing, but I feel it's undeniable that they're showing themselves. Just a little heads up for those that are gonna take their own videos of clouds, as I'm sure more videos will start popping up as the light beings come forward. But when you see a blur on the screen when you're recording, that's because they're trying to block whatever it is you're focused on. So for me, I had to build up trust with them, just like they've needed to build trust with me, especially with all this mind parasites. I've needed to be sure what I'm interacting with regardless. But once we've built that trust, and I've understood, because I absolutely did go through the rejecting them or feeling like it, just misinterpreted it. It was my own stuff projecting, and that's what they amplify. But now that I know how that bit works, I was able to clear that. But actually what they were doing was amplifying things that were going on in my physical environment anyway, my interactions, and really alerted me to stuff that I needed to know. And so for that, I'm truly grateful. But once I moved past that point, I was able to then remove any judgment or fear. And I still laugh now to the contrast of what I believed they were doing or what I was seeing, to now that they've let me actually get to know them up close and personal. The difference is everything. But I just feel that be mindful that when you're being told mind parasites, they're stopping you doing this, stopping you doing that, that know that accepting this mind parasites, you've already taken the bait. And remember, for those that have seen my previous tarot readings, that I already called that this was coming, that they would try to distort people's perceptions of contact being made. That's why they've asked me the whole way along to document everything of my interactions, so you can see I'm not being pushed or forced or anything into anything. I'm still grounded. They are strengthening my mind, if anything. They're helping me to take things and reframe it from a much higher perspective. So it's us that hold ourselves back, and it's fear that is the barrier between that higher intelligence, extraterrestrials, and all sorts. Once I was able to remove that, I was able to then see, like one time, there's a wall beside me and they showed me how they put the plasma down it's like a flooring, or it's like a spray paint. And then they were able to build the traction, and just seeing them like spinning so fast with all their lights and everything. It was just so close as well. Massive ball. It was just, I was beyond grateful for being given that chance to witness that. But then the mad thing was that it was by the wall at a bit of a, not a massive distance from me, but a big gap in between. And then they just like shot out like little silver crescent moons, like little silver shards. And before I had a chance to realise what was happening, they hit onto my chest and my hand, and it absolutely blew my mind because it was physical. Didn't hurt, but it was just like a little like static-y feel. But when you say, oh, spirit guides or higher self, and everyone's like, oh yeah, don't forget you're just talking to yourself, I'm telling you, these are physical. So it took a minute for me to get my head round. But I suppose I just want you to know that they are open for us to explore and get to know them, but we need to move past the judgments and the fear-mongering that's being placed around them, that's stopping us from connecting with them. Obviously, we need to have our own sound of mind before we start delving and exploring in the astral realm. For me, the astral and the physical are the same. I don't know if that's the same for everyone, but for those that have watched me for a bit, you'll know that I see it as one. So I have to stay grounded. I have to stay level-headed because everything's so suggestive. It's the power of the imagination. It's like, and then you've got your own actual life, your own environment. You've got people causing bullshit up round you, trying to mess with your mind anyway. You know, it's you've got to have a level head when you're exploring that. I'm open to the exploring, but I'm not taking everything as it's real. I don't take everything that they tell me as 100% truth because they're higher consciousness. It's my interpretation of it, and there's going to be errors along the way, just as with my psychic work. But I'm not here for them. Yeah, they're not here to be my psychic blimmin' ball or my, yeah, literally, or my psychic encyclopedia or whatever it is. That's me that's doing that. We're getting to know each other on a frequency match, and my respect for them letting me come in close. I'm seeing everything. Inside clouds, they brought the clouds down really, really low so I could see how they make the fake clouds that everyone's talking about. They're fake clouds because that is what they do. They're an overlay. They do cover everything, but there's stuff going on inside the clouds that is known. We're not told. When we just see a mess with the skies, that's that's the decoy there, because they don't want to have to explain about the light beings, the plasma beings that have always been here. So I just wanted to kind of share that bit. They're not mind parasites. You got to break through that part. It depends on how many fears or the cliche of what you need healing, because they're just going to amplify it. But once you can push through that barrier and you've removed the fear block, then there's so much there to explore. And I'm so excited to learn more, and I hope that you are too. So with that, thank you. Bye-bye.